Not this time. At long last, victory is mine.
Doobie doobie doo, doo doo.
We proudly present Exploding Penguins 3, Total Annihilation.
Who knows what it was, but the 2000s were just stuffed with penguin movies. March of the Penguins, Farce of the Penguins, Mr. Popper's Penguins, and the two films we're comparing tonight are Happy Feet versus Surf's Up. Warner Brothers versus Sony Animation. Which is the better film? You tell me. It's Juice and Jam time.
Oh God, it's inhuman! It's like Hong Kong!
And now, a word from our sponsor.
Oh, you know what time it is, Raid. That's right, Raid Shadow Legends, the sponsor of tonight's video. What's not to like? Massive bosses, huge champions, millions of players, look at that. It's an easy game to get into and there's plenty of resources online to help you learn more. Active Discords, Reddits, and YouTube channels full of guides and strategies. What's new to Raid? The Doom Tower. 120 floors of battles, new bosses, and secret challenge rooms. To help you through the tower, you get a special champion, Bulwark. What more do you want? How about 14 new champions for the holidays? Hit the links below for a free Void Champion, XP booster, 50 gems, energy refills, an ancient shard, and of course, Bulwark. Pick it up in your inbox here. Raid Shadow Legends.
Is he okay?
I don't know.
What you doing there, boy?
I'm happy, Pa.
What you doing with your feet?
They're happy too.
I wouldn't do that around folks, son.
Why not?
Well, it just ain't Penguin, okay?
You don't have to be beautiful to turn me on.
I don't know what I just watched. From the Mad Max series director George Miller comes Happy Feet from 2006. No, this ain't the Tarantino epic that Dan Schneider's been waiting for. It's a movie about singing, dancing penguins. Or is it? This is such a strange, grandiose, controversial animated film with a lot of ideas that maybe don't blend together so well. But there's two parts to this film. You come in expecting the first half. It's a fine jukebox musical about penguins. I was kind of bored throughout it. It just looks like, hey, we can animate penguins singing. Isn't that cool? This feels, I don't know, tacky, like a Coca-Cola commercial or one of those programs that transfers your voice into a character.
Why the fuck did I do that?
From a distance, it's a nice tech demo of a movie. This Arctic wasteland I remember being impressive, but close up, not so much anymore. The animals look like they're already taxidermied, and these fur effects came straight out of the GameCube. But the sheer scope and weather effects really compensate for it. Like, you can see what George Miller's direction can do with CG. A bit of that Fury Road DNA is in Happy Feet. He really should do more animated projects.
When the sun vanishes, we remain.
I'm feeling so low.
Heed the wisdoms, brothers. Make a huddle.
This movie needed more of those kinds of visuals. Dated mocap penguin singing is just kinda whatever for me. So, in this musical ecosystem, every penguin must find a heart song they can sing to attract a mate. I do like how conversations were made using pre-existing songs intercutting with each other, like the music track Kiss by Prince.
You just leave it all up to me.
Let's talk about eggs, baby.
Huh?
Let's talk about you and me.
You don't have to be rich to be my pearl.
Say what you want about this premise, which I will, but it managed to win Prince over. He wasn't so eager to let the movie alter his lyrics, but after seeing an early cut of the film, Prince got so inspired, he offered to write an original song for the credits. Something about this damn movie just made Prince of all people say, "Singing penguins? Fuck yeah, man!" That is not a real Prince quote, but it sounds like something he'd say.
Don't push me, cause I am close to the edge.
Yes, I like that one. I could really get jiggy with that.
Damn, son, with bars that fire, no wonder the ice caps are melting. When's the Biggie Cheese collab happening? Now, the star of the movie is a newborn baby chick named Mumbles. Similar to Finding Nemo, he sorta has an implied birth defect where he just can't sing. This makes him a reject to society. But what he does have is the ability to tap dance, which also makes him a reject. Ain't nobody wanna see that.
Dance Kissing is forbidden.
Without his singing abilities, his parents are worried he'll never get laid. Like, I'm not joking, that's really their biggest concern.
He might spend his life alone. Never to meet his one true love.
You want to meet the beautiful girl. You want to make the egg.
Oh, yes.
Sing!
Okay, yes, I'm sure all parents worry about that, but they shouldn't have to say it. I guess there's no real jobs in this hierarchy, so everybody just bangs out of boredom. Oh no, I remember this scene from theaters, no! Now, Mumbles as an adult is voiced by Elijah Wood. He's the only fully grown penguin still stuck with gray feathers that only developing penguins have, which he grows out of over the course of the film. It's a good way to have him stand out, show he's a late bloomer, and convey time progression. But as a child, he's voiced by E.G. Daly, who gave the main character such an ooh, was this a stupid bird voice? Like, I love it and hate it so much.
Can I appeal to your better nature?
Stop talking like that, it's weird. How do the other chicks sound? No! Why is owning penguins as pets illegal? Why? Now, like I said, the first half of the film I found boring with the songs and terrible humor involving stereotypical voices. Even back then, people felt it was racist, which Hispanic and Latino voice actors were doing said voices, so I'm not sure about that. Although Robin Williams was doing a blatant Mexican accent too, but I'm sure they gave him a pass. It's fine. Maybe, I don't know.
Without us, the chicken's got no boom. Hey, baby.
Hey, over here, mama, chicken baby.
Hey, baby, girl.
What are you looking at? You looking at me?
Come over here, baby. Come on, mommy. Is this something you like, yes?
I don't think so. Not tonight, baby.
Oh, I hate this, but the stupidest part is Mumbles randomly gets an accent by hanging out with these guys for like a day.
Let me tell something to you.
Oh, yes. But that's not the only controversy, as we haven't gotten to the second half of the plot. After an hour, Happy Feet turns into a PG version of Watership Down. Wait, you know, the type of adventure film exploring the terrors of mankind and nature from a regular animal's perspective. It can maybe seem out of place for some, but I feel it all connects together well by the end with the proper amount of foreshadowing. Boring first half, pretty engaging second. Now, sure, environmental messages in cartoons are pretty common, but here is where some people thought it got too preachy with its pro-environmental and maybe anti-religious messages, who knows?
Tell me about it first, okay? So I know I'm walking in to propaganda.
And it's clear that humans and big business are to blame. Is Hollywood using kids' films to promote a far-left message? Entertainment critic Hollywood Chlorus says yes. I thought it was like an animated Inconvenient Truth.
They'd be watching an animated version of an Inconvenient Truth.
Happy Feet got pretty damn out there, though I kind of feel the ending was too positive. Like, here's some brief spoiler text. Am I wrong for thinking that? Anyway, the movie made plenty of money, did well with critics, and won several awards like Best Animated Film at the 2006 Oscars, beating both Cars and Monster House.
The Academy rules specify that animated characters must remain in their seats. Only real people can accept the award, so please be animated.
That is discrimination, and worst of all, Monster House should have won.
Oh, baby. Right on.
The thing worth noting here is 2 out of the 3 of those nominees are motion captured. Yeah, Happy Feet and all its penguin animations were done in tracking suits, as silly as that sounds. Let me remind you, at the time there was speculation that mocap movies such as The Polar Express would phase out typical 3D animation and live action too. Having both Disney and Pixar lose to a mocap film must have been intimidating. Then again, their 2006 entries weren't so well regarded. But in the year after, Pixar stepped up their game with Ratatouille, and in the end credits, you got this little jab here. Take that, Zemeckis. Well, I guess typical 3D animated films are here to stay, mocap found its place elsewhere, and Happy Feet is okay. But it's such a strange auteur type of cartoon that I appreciate. Oh, and if you're wondering, yes, just like Fury Road, the entire film's focal point is center frame. Even with fast forward, it's easy on the eyes to follow. Much of the dance sequences and choreography work around this. You'd assume Miller's directing duty was just some work for hire, but he cares about this franchise. Now, before we move on to Surf's Up, I wanted to show off this deleted scene featuring the crocodile hunter.
Well, mate, we're going to start with a couple of smaller animals and work our way up into some legendary animals.
You really are Australian, aren't you?
I don't know, mate. I can't help it. I was born there.
And Happy Feet animal activist and entertainer Steve Irwin briefly did a voice of a seal, but there was a second character he voiced that was cut for time, this albatross, which was never animated. Irwin died just 2 months before the film's release. In his honor, they took that deleted scene and finished the animation for a DVD bonus. So, I end this segment on a snippet of that.
What's he saying now?
He's saying you're a wanker. Go back to your own kind. Enjoy life while you can.
Well, sir, truth is, I don't really have a kind.
Quiet. Now that's unusual animal behavior, but I like it.
We'll be back to discuss Surf's Up after these messages.
And now, our feature program.
And any other skills besides surfing?
Like what? Like singing and dancing?
Yeah.
No, not me, man. I just surf.
Loser.
I just surf.
With how different this film is to Happy Feet, it'd be stupid to compare the two, but I'm in too deep with this script. The premise and format for 2007's Surf's Up is something pretty unique for animation, a sort of ESPN mockumentary about an up-and-coming athlete, Cody Maverick, entering a surf competition. That's right, a fake documentary. The camera is always grainy or covered in water droplets, shots are usually at eye level. Often there's a camera crew really there within the story, but some shots break that rule. Unless maybe there's an invisible cameraman who refuses to stop filming and help anyone out, you damn sociopath. Oh, and this camera crew just so happens to be filming this ordinary penguin's life before he entered this major competition. You really think I can suspend my disbelief in this film about talking penguins? I don't think so.
It really wasn't that easy for him growing up. Like I said before, he never really knew his father.
I'm not really the person to ask about it, truthfully, because I was just too young to remember.
Ignoring the damn cameraman who profits off blood money, this is such a fun, loose idea that I'm surprised more cartoons haven't tried. The only other example coming to mind is Creature Comforts by Aardman. To further enhance the format, much of the film was improv with voice actors in recording rooms together, sometimes. Other times, well, I couldn't find footage of this, so I took B-roll from the movie Rango, which tried the same technique. They had their voice cast act out the movie like a stage play. Animators already use real-life references, so getting the actors' mannerisms and where they move relative to each other really helped in the found footage style. Once the crew reinterpreted that into CG, they utilized a motion capture device to simulate a handheld camera.
And with this camcorder, you could walk up to the penguins or follow them. Every movement you're making with the camera, whether you're walking or bouncing up and down as you walk, those motions were being captured in real time, and it was like magic. You look through this viewfinder into a virtual world. You're on a beach with penguins.
This style could have easily have been a gimmick, but they really make the most out of the format. Same for the quality voice cast, Zooey Deschanel, Napoleon Dynamite, since it was the 2000s. There's the dude Jeff Bridges, who does surf in real life. He's cool. I would love to get urinated on by that guy.
Oh, no, you...
That was a real scene from the movie. There's also the two antagonists, a scummy manager and surfer portrayed by James Woods and Dietrich Bader, respectively. Dietrich's character, Tank, just has these confusing feelings towards his trophies he's won.
Helga, Miss Kitty, Jeannie. I dream of, Teresa. This is Teresa right here.
Now, is Teresa, is that your...
Dirty girl.
Don't think about it.
No, wait, hey, what's that? What's that?
Yeah, it's a beach. Sand, water, sun. You've seen one, you've seen them all. Come on.
Even pro surfers like Kelly Slater and other surfers who don't have video games named after them cameo as sports commentators. They were also consulted on how the animator should handle the waves. To be honest, I frickin' hate these celebrity designs and they're damn squinting. Well, I guess props for making a penguin bald, but look at Rob Machado's cameo. I guess CG couldn't render curly hair at the time, so they gave him a blooming onion. On the contrary, at least the water physics are near perfect. From its first animation test pitch featuring a much angrier protagonist, this entire film would not have existed if the artist could not manage to make realistic enough water. As a 2007 film, these effects have not aged a day. And while I don't surf or do activities that involve sunlight, I just love hearing the pro surfer cameos gush about the sport.
That's the best place in the world to be, in the tube.
Really?
Yeah, better than winning. The trophy, all that stuff.
Tube riding is the ultimate thing in surfing, to ride inside the wave and make it out of it. It's all we want to do every day.
It's almost impossible to describe. There's nothing I can compare it to.
It's a feeling that, you know not too many people will experience, and so it's special in that sense.
Yeah, once you get inside, you never want to get out.
You know, if you look hard enough, you'll see that there's some UFOs hidden throughout the film. What could this mean? Now, it's not just pro surfers, but they also consulted real experts to make this cartoon happen.
Okay, was that good? Great, thanks.
Yay! But yeah, Cody Maverick, this film's lead, is voiced by a young Shia LaBeouf. Before it all went wrong. Yeah, 2007 was the year of Shia. It's funny hearing reviewers at the time like Double Toasted, who used to be named The Spill Crew, talk about him.
Well, this is Shia LaBeouf's year. He's got this movie right here, hit big with Disturbia. He's got Transformers coming up.
Yeah, Shia LaBeouf is like, he's not going to just run for president. He's about to take over the world.
You know, I was talking about that with people a few months ago. He's a really down to earth guy. He's a cool kid, and really is being really smart about the projects he chooses.
Well, let's see where he is next year, because right now his head's blowing up, I'm sure.
You know, yeah, he might be laid back. I don't trust that son of a bitch. He's going to be the next Hitler. You know what I mean?
Why is that?
He's in too many fucking movies, that's why. But you know what? I'm sure we had special forces go out and stop them before they went too far. I just pray that they're doing the same thing to Shia LaBeouf, because he even has a terrorist name. I don't trust that son of a bitch.
He sounds like a Frenchie. He doesn't sound like a terrorist.
Yeah, like a French saboteur.
That managed to be both dated yet age very well at the same time. Let's move on to a lighter note.
About 24 surfers battling their way out to the... Ooh, good golly. Make that 18.
All the elements are here for a fantastic movie, but where it stumbles is an issue I had when I first watched the movie in theaters, and I still do upon rewatching. Surf's Up feels like it ends right when it's getting started. Early in the film, after the first surf match, Shia spends the most of the movie training with his mentor. Everyone else kind of just hangs around with no direction. The last 20 minutes end on the rest of the competition quickly wrapping up. To which a fan informed me this plot has the same structure as Pixar's Cars, which... I can't argue that, yeah, they're right. Though, that in itself ripped off the movie Doc Hollywood. Anyway, I think the mentor stuff and separate rounds of the competition should have been intercut to pace it out better. Also in this contest, Chicken Joe is there too, who has no stakes whether he wins or not. He seems almost unneeded by the end, and so too does the love interest, Lonnie. She must have been aware of how little screen time she gets, because man is she thirsty.
Do you want to go somewhere fun? Whoa. Do you want to go somewhere really, really fun?
Though Lonnie seems to only exist to further push their bodily fluid fetishes, especially during this scene taking place in a pool of glowworm droppings.
Yeah, that's poop.
I don't know what it is, but these damn penguin movies are so horny.
Can I tell you something personal?
I mean, we're in the shower together. You can say whatever you want.
I'm serious.
Man, I'd be horny too if my movie soundtrack had Green Day. Hey, wait! Surf's Up opened in a pretty competitive summer weekend, one that still had Shrek the Third still in theaters. So it did okay financially and critically. It was not a big hit. But what do y'all think was better, Surf's Up or Happy Feet? With its mockumentary premise, I'd love to see more of Surf's Up. Maybe the sequel will give me just that, right? Right? Well, come back in a few days where I'll discuss Happy Feet 2 versus Surf's Up 2. Wave Mania? Oh no.
Doobie doobie doo.